Salutări din București și bine ați venit pe încă ceva. Numele meu este Marius. Iar pentru cei care nu știu acest canal, pe încă ceva există foarte multe chestii legate de entertainment. Ce înseamnă asta? Recenzii de carte, film, jocuri, muzică în niciun caz, seriale și multe altele. Și sunt aceste recenzii de film despre care am înțeles de la... Zilele trecute cineva a vorbit pe internet, cineva a vorbit despre doi dintre colaboratorii mei, Vlad și cu Sucre. Și printre comentariile acelei persoane, în fine, nu contează, că nu despre asta e vorba, a zis cineva că, domnule, în România nu există nimeni care face recenzii de film. Și zic, I feel I've been nullified. Dar, dragii mei, azi este un clip despre care tot am vorbit de foarte mult timp. Vă spun de un an de zile de el. N-am putut să vă spun mai multe pe parcursul timpului pentru că asta era embargoul. Dar, anul trecut, pe 3 septembrie 2022, eu am proces în a mă îmbarca în avion și a merge foarte frumos în Anglia, mai exact lângă Londra, unde am fost într-un set visit pe platoul Witcher Season 3. Erau ultimele 6 zile de filmare, am petrecut o zi întreagă pe platou, am stat de vorbă cu, cred că toată lumea care a fost acolo, am mai fost 2 discuții pe care nu le-am filmat, n-aveam voie să le filmez și știți că v-am tot spus eu vouă că Henry Cavill n-a plecat din producție pentru motive pe care vi le spune lumea. Și acum o să vedeți că pe 3 septembrie 2022 nu exista absolut niciun plan, niciun fel de idee conform căreia Henry Cavill ar pleca, era supărat pe cineva din producție și mai departe. El filmase sezonul 3, îl filmase integral, fără niciun fel de dubiu și era acum în vacanță. Terminase filmările în urmă cu 3 săptămâni și plecase în vacanță. Dar ideea este că el nu voia să plece în data de 3 septembrie. O lună mai târziu avea să semneze cu Warner Brothers, urmând ca apoi să se întâmple tot ce s-a întâmplat. Dar despre asta o să vorbim puțin la sfârșitul clipului, pentru a vă explica mai în detaliu cum se ajunge la, domnule, nu mai lucrez cu voi, că asta e ideea. Trebuie să mai înțelegeți o chestie, și anume faptul că Henry Cavill, deși după aceea a reziliat contractul, a mai filmat câteva scene pentru sezonul 3. Da? Dar, toate acestea fiind spuse, dragii mei, haideți să începem clipul ăsta de vreo oră jumătate, 2, cred că o să fie. Sunt 2 clipuri care lipsesc din păcate, nu știu de ce nu mi l-au trimis de la Netflix. Primul și unul dintre ele este toată partea de Armory, unde am fost în partea de armurieri a serialului. Acolo am filmat așa vreo oră de discuții și mai departe. Din păcate lipsește cu desăvârșire. I am very sorry. V-am spus eu despre chestia cu Netflix-ul. Azi suntem la Longcross Studios. Asta e locul în care se filmează The Witcher. În spate mai sunt niște băieți acolo, dacă vă uitați. Asta e echipa. Sunt câțiva influencer din UK, câțiva influencer de pe aici, câțiva influencer din Brazilia. Eu sunt singurul, evident, din România. Și hai să vedem. Azi avem o zi de platou. Avem și câteva interviuri cu main showrunner, Lauren. Avem și câteva interviuri cu actorii. Va fi destul de interesant. E o echipă întreagă aici și să mergem la drum. Zic! Longcross Studios.
My life wasn't perfect, yeah, I know that now. When it came crashing down, all I know is that I need you around. When it comes crashing down, all I need is not to feel so much alone.
Avem și niște badge-uri, special făcute pentru chestia asta. Acum, partea dificilă va fi începutul. Toată chestia asta a fost făcută de către Netflix. În considerare o chestie asta, cred că e primul lor set visit pe ce înseamnă Witcher, nu să stau atât sigur, dar așa pare să fie. Acum o să vedem dacă e, nu e. Nu spune și cu aia vezi telefonul ăsta. Asta este un Galaxy Fold 4. Camera de față pare foarte bună, surprinzător de bună. Let's find out. Pare că studioul ăsta e cumpărat de către Netflix. Asta nu e acum, câte producții mai sunt acum în lucru aici. Număr de corpuri vreo 100 și ceva. Fostă bază militară. Dar partea faină este că și-au construit un hyper blue screen acolo în spate, dacă vă uitați. Where's the scaffolding? De acolo. Here. This is Charlotte. Charlotte este de la Netflix. Ne ajută pe noi în toată experiența asta. Și petrece timp cu noi. This is the CNC machines. So they basically also they made in manufacturing și au făcut și parte de producție aici.
scenă filmată live. Dați niște crești. O mecană în față.
Ca să înțelegeți voi mai bine ce se întâmplă aici, practic am ajuns pe un main soundstage unde se filmau ultimele scene pe care le avea Graham McTavish. Era chiar ultima lui scenă de filmat pentru tot sezonul și eram undeva la vreo 25 de metri, într-un cort improvizat acolo, pentru că era încă COVID-ul cu toate chestiile astea, unde aveam monitorul ăsta unde noi puteam vedea output direct din cameră. Și am asistat practic la cum se filmează o scenă. Și o să mai am eu niște comentarii pe parcurs prin ele pe aici pe acolo.
Practic, ce cred că se întâmplă aici e un shot de tot. E doar un shot de 5 secunde, dar the amount of that. Deci ca să pregătească scena, sunt doi gaffers, de băieți la lumini care se plimbă pe acolo. Ok, I think we're going to this. Take one. What camera system are you using to shoot?
Are you the one who wanted to see me?
Yes.
That's a great question. I couldn't tell you. I'm in the words department.
Okay. It's an Ariel Alexa, right?
This is Neil.
It's really, really good.
And he's
What did you use for season 1 though? You didn't use an Ari.
Season 1 I wasn't on.
There you go. Bullseye.
I think our showrunner is coming over. So
Mm-hmm.
what is the plan for today? Like, what are we? So Lauren's going to come and do intro and Q&A. Okay, we're going to armory and stunts. Armory school. So
I hope it's cool. Is Vladimir, what's his name? The Night King. Is it still on the team? Is he still on the team? He was in season 1. I know for a fact.
he was actually from our stunt department.
Mm-hmm.
He's not still on the team because we filmed in Budapest and
Mm-hmm.
season in London.
That's
Last
fine.
2 seasons were in London. But he was great. Everyone loved him. It was just
Yeah, part of ways. It's okay. He was really good on fights, but the fights in season 2 are good enough. So.
nothing scary with the night king.
Și acum mai trag un entrance, o intrare în cameră. Dacă numărați numărul de persoane, sunt vreo 8 cel puțin. And action. Și dacă vă uitați acolo, toată lumea încălcrează cu măști, ceea ce e destul de interesant.
Așadar, acum urmează probabil cel mai amplu interviu al producătoarei, al showrunnerului, Lauren Schmidt, care ne va povesti acum puțin mai multe despre serial. Și o să aveți niște surprize acolo vis-a-vis de, iară, tot felul de chestii pe care le scriem pe internet sau le spunem pe internet și acum o să vedeți ce spune ea de fapt, știi? Și care este abordarea ei, mai ales față de fandom, față de cum abordează serialul și față de foarte, foarte multe alte chestii. Și o să vedeți că este o discrepanță între ce ați mai auzit poate de la X și de la Y și ceea ce este de fapt de la sursă, știi? Și convingerile sursei, ca să zic așa. Așa că check it out. Îmi cer scuze pentru sunetul, din păcate e ceea ce e, filmat cu telefonul într-o hală, știi? Dar very interesting thing. O să iasă un clip special și doar cu Lauren Schmidt interview. Ăla o să fie aceeași snippet, dar o să iasă singur din clip.
Thank you.
Hello, Lauren.
Hi guys. I'm Lauren Schmidt. This is the picture. No, I'm the writer, showrunner, creator, executive producer. So many times I don't use any of them. Just Lauren. Yeah.
You're doing the catering as well, right?
I make a mean banana bread.
Exactly.
Ask in my office, we actually do competitions and I win.
Good, good.
You guys are here on incredibly busy day. I was just saying to Charlie, we have 2 units running today. We wrap in about 6 days, so we are trying to cram everything we possibly can into a very short period of time, because once we let this cast go, everyone goes off now and goes on to other projects. We are in post until I think it's about February, but we lose the chance to like add anything in. So even this, what we're shooting right now on the other unit that is shooting on our backlot today, was a scene. I'd watched an episode. I wasn't really happy with how the story was turning out. I very quickly wrote a new scene, presented it to the actors, and we're fitting it in. And that's one of the great things about starting post-production while you're still shooting, because you have those moments that
You can send us. You can send it to us as well. We can give you some feedback.
Of course.
Just do it. We'll send you the emails. Yes.
Here's all the scripts.
Exactly.
So no, it's really great right now because most of my job is in post at this point.
Mm-hmm.
All of this is kind of laid out. We have prepped really well with the directors. I have an amazing team of producers that work with me that sort of are able to be places where I am not. And so I'm really focusing on the next step, which is like how to get the show hooked in the future. Anything else for intro? I mean, I could talk all day about what we're doing.
Wait, because everybody has 10 questions, so it's okay.
Yeah, I was
So
gonna
we
say,
could just ask questions. Yeah, we've all got lots of questions. So, Janine, I know you've got plenty.
Thank you. The most interesting for me is how do you pick and choose scenes from the books to adapt to the screen?
So, I think there are seasons where that is really hard, and there are seasons that it's really easy. And this happens to be a season that's very easy. Time of Contempt is my favorite book of the entire saga. There is so much action. There's so much amazing emotion between these 3 characters. So for me, it was just about basically how do we condense what is an amazing book down onto the screen. You guys are probably aware, last season was a lot harder. Blood of Elves, very difficult book to adapt. It's not that not a lot happens, but not a lot of forward momentous action happens. It's a lot of conversations. It's a lot of like internal growth of characters. So this season was quite easy. I knew that the central focus of it was going to be the Hadeti coup, and I've known that for 3 years, and I couldn't wait to get there. One of the big things that the writers and I decided was to put it in the middle of the season, not the end of the season. Normally, a big event like that would basically be your season finale. But I think going to what scenes are really important. I think it's actually the aftermath of the Hadeti coup that is just as important to this story, and specifically Geralt's battle with Vilgefortz and how it hurts him and how it injures him and how this injury will carry on for the rest of the series. I needed to see Henry Cavill broken on the ground. That was very important.
Spoiler alert.
I know, he is broken on the ground. And I needed to see sort of the moment where he and Yen realized that they basically spent the season together, and it feels like they were finally going to get to be a family, and they have to now take separate paths in order to save Ciri. So I knew that there was so much to do, so we made the Hadeti coup episode 6, and then we have 2 more episodes to sort of do the fallout of everything that happens, including an entire episode in the Korath Desert. So. Did I answer your question at all?
Ciri, I guess.
Yes.
I'm
Yes.
so excited.
Not with Geralt. Not with Geralt in the Korath Desert. No. So we went to Morocco for that, which was incredible.
Nice.
I was gonna say, did I?
Those are the important things, and you pick them out and let
Excellent.
you.
Excellent. Good. I was like, did I kind of answer that? Sorry.
Oh, I just got goosebumps listening to that. I'm
Good.
hyped. I guess from your perspective, how is it seeing all your hard work from just reading to research to writing, and then seeing it, in production on screen, like that whole process? How is that? Like emotionally, I guess.
It is still it's still quite mind blowing to me. I've been doing this now for 20 years. I started when I was 20 years old on The West Wing. It was my first job, and this is the first show that I've ever run. The first show that I've ever been at the very beginning with my hands on it, with Netflix pitching it. Here's my version, and it is really emotional because as a writer, you write these things and you sell them, and 90% of the time they never make it to actually be a television show. And so the fact that Netflix interested me with this, and I got to make an entire season of television. And then I remember Kelly Luganbiel, who's the Netflix executive that I work really closely with. I started pitching spin-offs, and she was like, "Well, why don't we wait and see if anyone watches it. Like, let's start there. Because I was like, and then after this. And so I will never forget her calling me about 10 days after the premiere to say it's doing really well, and it's doing really well across the world. And that's just, it's a dream come true. And I think it's my goal to never ever be jaded about this process, because I'm so lucky to be here and get to do this every day that I never ever want to forget it.
It's incredible, honestly. Congrats.
So about the spin-off, like you got so much source material with Jim. How many seasons are you going to? not like a ballpark.
Yeah. It's what I will say, because I've been quoted to say there's 7 seasons. I've been quoted to say there's like 25 seasons. There's not 25 seasons because I don't have 25 more years in me. I always joke that I've gotten so much gray hair since starting this job that like I'm going to be able to play Geralt soon. Like, so my goal, I don't actually know how many seasons there are going to be, but what I can say is it's really important to me to know when the show is going to end and to have that planned out well in advance so that we're not spinning our wheels with story. I think we've all seen television shows that you're like, please, why are you still going? You know, and you start to feel that in the storytelling where you're grasping for things. So I think what's easy for me is to look at the saga and sort of start to break it out into future seasons and find a really natural end point, and then start planning those seasons to lead to that moment. Getting to the spin-off thing though, that is, we call them side quests, sort of as an homage to video games. And that has been the most amazing experience because you get to sort of look for parts of the books that I won't have time to explore in the main show. So obviously Blood Origin, which is going to premiere soon-ish, to me, you should have seen us in the writers' room in season 1. We're like, okay, the conjunction of spheres. Like, what was it exactly? When did it happen? Who started there? Who ended? You know, like, and we had timelines. You should see our writers' boards. There's like timelines of things. And to me, it's this thing that's like, it's mentioned in 2 sentences in the book, but it's the origin of the entire world that we're dealing with. And so I was like, well, let's go back in time and let's figure out, you know, how the continent shifted and what led us to this exact moment in time. So, you know, I have so many of those ideas. Netflix is never going to be rid of me because I think there are just so many different pockets and also different stories that will appeal to different audiences. It's why we've chosen to do animes as well, because there are certain events that I think we're never going to be able to do live action at all. You know, if you saw Nightmare of the Wolf, there's the huge battle of Caermoran with hundreds of monsters, and like my VFX team would have just fallen over and died if we had been like, I want to do this. But the anime was the perfect format for it. So I just think it's exciting that people like Witcher content, because we just now keep going into different markets and seeing who else can we appeal to, you know, who else can we bring into this world.
How many VFX houses do you work with?
So many. So we have changed over the years. One of the most important things for us is that we use VFX from all over the world, though. Mm-hmm. So obviously, like Platouille in Poland is one of the main sources that we use. Tomek Baginski, who's one of our EPs, who I think you guys might be talking with later as well, who's been with me on this journey from the very beginning. He brought Platouille into the fold, and they do an incredible amount for us. We use a bunch here in London, and we use a bunch in Canada now, and I think there were some in Spain maybe that we started going to, but every season at least 5 or 6.
That was good, actually.
That really emphasized it. And by the way, we always are giving them way more work than they can handle, you know, and I think it's amazing what we get back because we push the limits in almost every way.
How far before, how close to production do you consider it done? When do you start? When do you take your hands off it?
I take my hands off of it when we finally turn the product over to Netflix. And what that means is that when we know we have a launch date, back off of that date specifically. Because once we're done with the creative part, then we have to turn it over to Netflix to be subtitled, to be dubbed in, I don't even know how many different languages now. It was like when I started, it was 27 or 30 different languages that was subtitled. There's so much work to do that has nothing to do with me. I mean, I still don't understand how the actual Netflix service works. So like, how do you get it on there for so many different people? So I would say that's when I finally feel done. But there are huge momentous markers. So for me, it's like when the writer's room ends. Every writer's room is 20 weeks long. So we write 8 scripts within 20 weeks, and that is like the first end point. And then the end of prep, that final moment where you're going, like, tomorrow we start rolling cameras, and like all of the hard work that we need to do to prep the entire season and to make sure we've left enough resources for all the episodes, not just the first ones we're shooting. So that's another big marker. Obviously, end of production. I am like basically being held up by coffee at this point. We are working 6 to 8 weeks, so many hours, and I'm also trying, as I said, to fit in post as well. And yet I know when we wrap next week, I will be a mess of tears and hugs, and like I won't want it to end.
Do you take a break after this?
Nope.
No?
I don't.
You go straight into post?
Yeah, we've been in post now. We have 2 episodes that are fully locked, and we are on the cusp of locking 2 more. And then we're getting into, I've already started to see assemblies and cuts of the next 2. So we've been in post for a while. The good news is I'm going to be going back to LA. My kids are in LA, so like that's what I need for my life right now. The first month will be me working remotely with post, which is great. This is what the, I guess a silver lining of an entire lockdown of a world is that you realize you can do a lot from home. But I think there is nothing that can replace being in with an editor in the sound mix, so I will always come back for those things.
Do you tend to like feel a pressure? You say you got all those milestones like finishing the writer's room, production, post. Do you feel a pressure at each point to like, I don't know, almost be a bit of a perfectionist?
Yes. Yes, ask anyone that works with me. I will say though that my perfectionism and my desire to control everything, I will say, has had to really like be pushed down, because the first season I did this, I think I really wanted to prove that I could do it to Netflix, to myself, to my team, to everyone on the show, and my version of proving that was to try to do everything myself, and that is an unmitigated disaster. First of all, I'm rolling on it. First of all, like I'm a writer. Like that's what I bring to the project. So I don't know everything about camera work. I didn't know a lot about post yet. So I have to be a scholar of those things, which means I have to let other people step up, show me their craft so that I can learn it. Yeah. And one of the best things about being in season 3 is we have a lot of the same team that's been here from the very beginning. And I am able to basically say, Lucinda, our wardrobe, like, show me sketches and go with God. You are an artist in your own right. You know more about it than I do, and I trust you. And that is from top to bottom. So that's with directors, that's with crew, and certainly my group of producers that we are the ones that are constantly, there's 7 of us, and we are in constant contact on a WhatsApp chain. It is that thing of me being able to step back. I went on vacation with my kids a couple weeks ago, and I knew it was taken care of. And by stepping back, I'm also allowing them to evolve in their jobs. Because if I do everything, no one else wants to. To go back to the question, because I wander off of questions a lot. I'm still a perfectionist, and there is there's the end of production, but for me, it's what we call picture lock, which is exactly what it sounds like. All of the pictures are locked across the 8 episodes. That to me is probably the most pressure, because that is the point where you step back and say, this is what the audience will see. Have I told these stories the best way? Have I told them in the right order? Is there anything else I can do? I'll watch a year from now and be like, but you gotta step back. So that probably is the biggest pressure point for me. I did make impact to that.
You did, yeah.
I was like, I'm sure, yes.
It's the writer. You need to tell the
It
story.
is, yeah.
Are you saving all the footage? Everything you're doing? Is it saved? Saving all the footage?
Oh yeah. So it's interesting. We basically bank footage by season. So there was something this season, in fact, that I wanted to look back to something that we had shot in season 1, but I didn't want to look at what actually aired. I wanted to see everything that we didn't put into that scene. And it took some work for people to sort of dig back through and find it and send it to me, because we only basically keep the footage from this season at our fingertips. Because if you, obviously you can imagine,
I get it.
it's a huge amount of storage.
Logistical stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
Good job. Anybody else?
I have a curiosity. If you were a character of your show, who would it be and why?
Oh man. I go back and forth, but I've probably been giving, I don't think the answer has changed over the seasons. I would be Yennefer. I am, because I have a desire to be Yennefer, not because I think I am Yennefer. What I love about writing that character is I love writing her imperfections. I love writing how she struggles with those imperfections. I think that oftentimes I could do a dissertation on women in fantasy, for real. But I do think that we tend to present women as perfect, you know, and to me that's such a superficial, you know, level to portray them. What I love about Yen is that she makes wrong decisions, and then she has to live with those wrong decisions. I mean, we see, obviously, in season 1, as she goes through transformation, she loses her ability to have a child. And, you know, this season, she says to Ciri, "I love you, daughter." And that is a long, evolving storyline where she realizes she does get a child, just not the way that she expected. But what I really want to dig into, and maybe it's because I'm a mother myself, I want to make sure that I understood the fact that she was looking back going, I don't know that I did the right thing. Because that's what we all struggle with. And I think that is the thing that makes her so special. Also, she's wildly powerful. That's good too. That's very good. Holy.
Go for it. Next one.
Pause for a minute, because I've only got about half a question.
No. Who's that? Oh.
We're in season 3, so you already have a lot of feedback from fans.
Oh, yes.
Does this feedback affect your writing in any way?
You know, it's really funny. So I was on set this morning on our second unit, and I was standing next to a guy named James, who's one of our COVID supervisors. So he is the person on set who gets the hands on masks. And we had never had, like, we said good morning, but we never had a real conversation before. And so he said, like, "You're Lauren, right?" I was like, "Yeah." And he said, "So you're responsible for all of this." And of course I said, like, "That's what they tell me." And he said, I just got out of university and I did my dissertation on how fans react to adaptations. And he said it was so fascinating because one of the things that I focused on was The Witcher, not just the television adaptation, but the video game adaptation. And so, you know, he's like, "My dissertation's written, but can I ask you how you deal with this?" And the truth is I said, like, you have to pay attention to fans. You have to pay attention to what fans are saying, because this is for them. And if fans aren't happy, they're not going to watch, and we won't get to make the show. The most important thing to me, though, is not to chase fans, because then I run the risk of losing myself. And so if I'm constantly chasing and trying to make every single person happy, obviously we end up with a watered down mess. You know, my sort of, the easiest example I give is in season 1, the timelines. Probably like the most controversial part of season 1.
But that was the best part about it.
So, thank you. I
You're
love
welcome.
you. You get more questions.
Thank you.
But I, to this day, think that it's the only way that I could have told the story, and it's really telling the story that way. I know people who hated it, like hated it within an inch of their lives, and feel like it messed everything up, and they didn't understand it, they were lost, and maybe they even turned it off. I still would have done it the same way, though. So to me, it's about like making sure that I'm reaching people, making sure that Carrie Rose is coming back. I did hear that things needed to be more linear, and that was great because I found in season 2 there was a way to tell the story that I wanted to tell in a more linear fashion. But I think that there is no way to make everyone happy. I've learned this the hard way on Twitter. Like, I've tried.
You shouldn't be on Twitter though. Just don't be on Twitter.
So, it's interesting. I don't know if you guys have met Haley Hall, who is one of the other producers here. Yeah, she's a producer-writer. And in January, this past January, I sent her my Twitter details, and I had her change the password. And I said, if I ask for the password back, will you give it to me? And she said, yes, absolutely. And I said, but I'm not going to ask for it back for a while. Because I found that I was engaging in so much Twitter debate, and it wasn't making me feel very good about myself. It wasn't making me feel very good about the show. And it was such a time suck that it was actually taken from, like, my creativity. And I now have my password back, but I have to say it has really changed how I deal with that particular platform, and it's much healthier because I go on, I'm able to talk about things that I love in the show, and I'm able not to go down the wormholes of arguing with people until I'm blue in my face. So, did that answer your question? Excellent. Good.
Next question.
There are fans, and also there are Polish fans. So I have to
Yes,
ask
there
about our community. Our community. Do you, by occasion, still contact with Andrzej Sapkowski?
Definitely.
All right.
So one of the things that Andrew said from the beginning, he gets all of the scripts. He, as far as I know, reads all of the scripts, but he was very honest that he didn't want to be, he had a whole analogy about soup, for real. He was
Yeah.
like, I want to eat the soup. I don't want to be part of chopping the ingredients, basically. And I was like, I get you. So he basically said, I don't want to start interfering with your creative vision. You know, obviously he has a different relationship with the video game developers, but I think this same idea was associated with that, which is like, he's created his version of The Witcher, and that is the version that we all aspire to be, but that exists, and that is its own space. So this gets to be something very different, as does the video game. What I think I've been trying to do, and again, I think this is something that Tomek can speak to, it's actually one of the places that I really try to tune into fans, because I do feel like we need to work harder to honor the show's heritage. And I feel like there are moments that we do that really well and moments that we fail at. It's hard to compete with him. It really
Nah, all eyes on you. Don't worry about it. We'll see him again. We'll see him again.
So that's something that I'm constantly talking to Tomek about, and it's something that I pull from fans as well. What I'm trying to think, spoilers. Am I allowed to talk?
Go for it.
No, okay. No spoilers. So there's something this season that I'm really excited about that I think is going to make a lot of fans very happy, but specifically Polish fans. So that's good.
And you're not gonna say what?
You want to use the?
It's your show.
That's right.
You have to write the surprise. Not to leave something as a surprise.
Are you gonna use the original actor, the one from the Polish show? Does he have a cameo? You should. You totally should do
I've
that.
absolutely reached out to him before. He has a relationship with Tomek. He, I learned, was very shy, has thought about coming onto the show, but in fact, he gets very nervous about that idea.
It would be amazing, to be honest.
It's interesting though, just to go off on that one for a second, is James, the kid that I was standing next to this morning, we had a lot of conversations. We also talked about how the Witcher world brings people together. So, for instance, I have a very good friendship with Doug Cockle now, who I wouldn't have known, wouldn't have met. We met on Twitter. He was like, hey, I voice Geralt in the games. And I was like, hey, I write Geralt in the show. And we met at the first premiere, and we have become friends, which is crazy. And I do think, like, that's one of the things that The Witcher exists in so many different formats, but we all come out with the same passion, even if we disagree with how the stories are being told. And you get to meet those people and have those relationships, which is incredible.
It's one of the healthiest fan bases of all the fantasy shows, which sometimes divide people into different tribes.
Also about Yennefer, like you said, you.
That's what pause means.
Now there's a ladder.
You said about that love Yennefer, I mean, it's the best character. Are we going to see her like in a bolder and more cruel way, like it's portrayed in the books?
In a more cruel way?
Yeah, like not the cruel but cold, more.
Yes. So it's something that Annie and I talk about a lot, and I think that obviously, like those new books, what we're passing into this season and what we do more of is the Lodge of Sorceresses. And to me, this is where everything that Yennefer has gone through in her life comes to the surface, and she is able to be a leader, and a different kind of leader than she's had before. So Annie and I were actually speaking yesterday, and we were talking about like what makes a good leader. And she was asking me about my job here, and okay, don't let me forget this. I really like her jacket. I love it.
The amount of labor you have to do for one single shot.
This, I mean, like, in a lot of ways, this is so much of our day. Like, truly, is like the detail tweaking. Yep. And then usually it's someone annoying like me on set that's like, oh, I see a grip in that mirror.
yeah. Where's the coffee cup?
That makes the shot perfect, right?
I mean,
it makes the. Yeah.
Now I'm trying to figure out what we're looking at.
You keep seeing stuff in the mirror.
Yeah.
Oh, everybody's whispering. Like in the earphones, they're whispering.
So one of the things that I learned from season 1 in the way that we told stories is I wanted to be in more. I wanted to be more intimate. I wanted to feel like I was in the scene as opposed to watching the scene.
Mm-hmm.
So we started getting a lot more close-ups and extreme close and just to sort of change the way we were telling the story. Cold is the right word. She's chilly. She has to be efficient and sometimes even brutal in how she's making decisions. But what Amy and I have been talking about is like strength doesn't exist without humanity. So like when are we going to pick and choose the moments where we understand that why she's making these decisions, why she's doing these things, comes from a deeply human level. And especially if she's leading a lodge, there has to be a sense of why people would follow her, why people would believe in her. So this scene yesterday, the reason we were speaking about it is she came in and she had said to me, I want to deliver all of this like steel. That was her word. I want to come in like steel. And I said, completely. Like, that is unapologetic. She has an agenda and she knows what she wants. But she also has to pay attention to the other people in the room and what they want and what they need from her. And that moment, post Fan and Coup, they actually need to be taken care of a little bit, before you get to what you want. So anyway, that is something that we're really keen to play both sides of, because I think if we just had her be cool and not see behind the decisions, as we sometimes do in the books, it's not ultimately going to feel real or organic. Okay, that was it.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Good. Andres, you asked a question. Do you want a question? You're good. Okay, cool. Any final questions? Otherwise, I think we'll let Lauren get back to her proper job.
Go, Lauren. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. So much fun. Charlotte knows. I'm like, all right, my real job.
Thank you so much for your time.
Yes, thank you guys so much. Enjoy the rest of your day.
You too. Have a nice one. Practic oamenii trag 5, 6, 7 puncte. 2 camere, 7 puncte. Dar e șmecher. Și echipa undeva la 12, 14 oameni. More or less. Interesantă. Faină tipa asta. A fost ok. A făcut și see you later. See what am I shooting here?
My life wasn't perfect, yeah, I know that now.
Very tasty.
When it came crashing down, all I know is that I need you around.
Because they have to. It's
When
like
it comes crashing down, all I need is not to feel so much alone. So step inside my zone, baby, you can give me everything I want. Everything I want. It's crazy, but it's true.
If you go ahead and build something like this, you better get your money back, Like, just do it green screen.
You make my heart and spirit always dance and sing. You're captivating me. All I need is to know that I'm in your heart.
Can I ask you just a few questions?
Yeah, of course you can.
How do you find the entire process? Like the production and everything, and being part of the show?
Yeah, it's good. It's fun seeing the stars you admire on the screen. It's great seeing how it works, the backgrounds. I love seeing all the special effects that go into it and all the detail. I mean, there's like a room full of skulls next door, or whatever. So it's all fascinating. And,
Do you get work for Netflix usually, or just for this show? Because I presume at a certain point it becomes like, if you do a good job, you get called back, I presume.
Yeah,
right?
Generally, yeah. So we do it for agencies, so it's not specifically Netflix who bring us in. It's the agencies, and we'll work on multiple productions. But normally if we do a good job, sometimes they call us back, which is always good.
Do you work on the entirety of the project, or just for this scene?
No, so we'll be asked to come for various little scenes here and there to sort of fill in.
So you spend the entire day waiting here for your call, basically.
So I was
Just the way it is. Yeah.
I was not always. No, this is quite an easy day. I was here a few weeks ago and we were on set all day, and it was really hot. It was during like the hottest day in the country, and I was like stitched into this massive leather. It's like a motorbike jacket and leather trousers.
So you have you're appearing in various scenes in various roles.
Yeah.
That's very nice. I hope you're proud.
Yeah.
You look really genuine, just so you know. I don't know why. You look the piece. You look the part, you know? It's pretty interesting. Thank you guys. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So
Okay.
what was your name, sir?
My name is Marius.
Alex. Aaron.
Hello, Aaron.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Judy, and have a nice day. Practic, ideea e așa. Azi au tras într-o o scenă. Asta este A-team, ca să zicem așa. Și au tras aceeași chestie de vreo, cred că de 6 uni. Și mi-a plăcut foarte mult ca și mi-a plăcut procesul, de fapt. E bună ideea asta. În loc să investești în 7 camere, 7 operatori, 7 echipe, 7 nu știu ce-uri, ai 2 camere, tragi cu ele și partea interesantă este că dificultatea cade pe actor, de fapt, nu mai cade pe echipă. Pentru că actorul trebuie să livreze 5 ori, 6 ori aceeași chestie. Fain și mctavish. Interesant. Și mi-a plăcut de showrun, o să vedeți voi acolo în interviurile cu ea, adică în discuțiile cu ea. Mi-a plăcut foarte mult atitudinea ei față de fandom. Mi s-a părut că dintre toți oamenii pe care îi mai vezi, mi s-a părut că a avut o atitudine foarte sănătoasă vis-a-vis de fandom. Este fotograful nostru. He's taking pictures of us. Beautiful pictures. What's your name, by the way? Kevin. Kevin's gonna do beautiful pictures because I can't take them myself. Ok. Partea cea mai faină a producției, cu siguranță, este să vezi diferența de calitate. Deci, cea mai impresionantă chestie a fost tipa asta, Lauren, tipa showrunner. Mi s-a părut că are o atitudine foarte bună. Și ce mi s-a părut foarte mișto este nivelul de atenție la detalii. Dacă în primul sezon se vedea oarecum că, din nou, aceeași poveste ca sezonul 2, bugetul neoptimizat, de data asta e cu totul altceva. Chiar mi se pare și mega șmecher ce fac. Mi se pare că Netflix-ul creează niște baze solide, niște echipe pe care apoi va putea utiliza mai târziu și pentru alte chestii. Ceea ce The Armory Department. And there's the wolf with something on it. Fine. Și acolo, dacă vă uitați, e un alt set piece pe care îl deconstruiesc în momentul de față. Foarte fain.
Aici era o oră de conținut pe care, din păcate, nu mai avem. Cred că clipurile sunt undeva, dar nu le-au mai găsit pentru mine. S-ar putea să fie și din cauza că există niște spoilere, cu niște arme, cu niște chestii, dar nu cred. Ideea este că, din păcate, toată ora asta de discuții, well, it's gone. Puteți vedeți interviul, în schimb, cu cu Jeffrey, cu armurierul pe canal. Avem o discuție de 10 minute pe câteva săptămâni înainte publicată. Par rău, asta e. This is what we got.
Din nou, cea mai importantă parte, ca de obicei, într-o producție, este nivelul echipei. Ce a spus băiatul ăsta e foarte important. Dacă ai echipa care să investească, să facă ce trebuie să facă, să se bage în proiect, în trup și suflet, change. Și e clar că, din nou, dacă ne uităm la ce au făcut în sezonul 1 versus 2 și 3, much better. Much better. Coffee time. Tragem și o parte de stunt work aici. Practic, everybody's training here. That's the stunt coordinator. And second unit director.
Urmează acum partea de stunt work cu echipa lui Wolfgang Stegemann, cred că se pronunță. Tipul ăsta a lucrat la, dați-o pe IMDb, a lucrat în 1500 de producții mari, dar mari de tot. Și în momentul de față este și second unit director pe partea de Witcher. Vreau să fiți foarte atenți la felul în care formulează răspunsurile când e vorba de Henry Cavill, o să fie câteva acolo și o să observați că vorbește foarte clar de faptul că lucrează în momentul de față cu Henry Cavill. Henry Cavill este Geralt, Henry Cavill this, Henry Cavill that. Este extraordinar de prezent în momentul de față. Din nou, pe 3 septembrie 2022, Henry Cavill nu avea nicio intenție să părăsească The Witcher. De ce vă spun de chestiile astea? Este pentru că vreau să înțelegeți că eu nu știu de ce a plecat Henry Cavill, dar ce vreau să vă spun este că Henry Cavill nu și-a pregătit plecarea cu 1000 de ani înainte. El nu era extrem de supărat la finalul sezonului 3. El nu voia să plece, cum vă spun unii sau alții sau mai știu eu ce. Henry Cavill era happy-go-lucky, filmase sezonul 3, se pregătea de sezonul 4, lucra activ la stunturi, lucra activ la tot ce înseamnă sezonul 4. Așadar, la final de sezon 3, Henry Cavill nu voia să plece. 100%. După aia, că au existat discuții între ei vis-a-vis de aia și aia, posibil, nu știm. Asta e ideea de bază și nimeni nu știe. Dacă Henry Cavill era ultra entuziasmat pentru scenariu, nu știm nici asta. Dar e clar că Henry Cavill, după ce a terminat sezonul 3, voia să facă sezonul 4. Așa că, realitatea este că în momentul plecării lui Henry Cavill coincide cu un singur lucru. Cu anunțarea întoarcerii lui ca Superman. Și asta nu poate să-mi spună decât două chestii din punctul meu de vedere. 1. Henry Cavill s-a dus și le-a anunțat pe cei de la Netflix cu privire la acest lucru, iar asta însemna o schimbare completă de program, de plată, de absolut orice și decizia Netflix care trebuia să vină în urma acestei informări. Cel mai probabil Netflix a hotărât că nu poate să continue cu Henry Cavill în această formulă, astfel că cele două părți au strâns mâna împreună și au spus la revedere. Este cea mai plauzibilă și este cea mai simplă explicație, e cea mai bună explicație, să știți, cea mai evidentă. It's about the cash and it's about the time. Henry Cavill n-a plecat din producția The Witcher, cum crede lumea, urlând în gura mare că de ce scrieți voi asemenea porcării. Fals. Complet fals. Și oricine vă spune chestia și v-a spus chestia asta cu vehemență, că de-aia am spus și lui Sucre de asemenea, se înșeală cu desăvârșire. Și e păcat pentru că, din nou, dacă stăm să analizăm lucrurile în realitate și încetăm să le trecem prin filtrul dorințelor noastre obsesive, nu numai în cazul lui Sucre, dar în cazul oricărui om care își dorește foarte mult să transmită un mesaj, știi, nu aduce nimic benefic. Așa că, ca și end quote on that, Henry Cavill nu are problemă cu The Witcher. Și The Witcher nu are problemă cu Henry Cavill. It's just the way it is. Adică acceptați chestia asta. Dacă vreți să vă uitați la franciză în continuare, do it.
Welcome in the stunt workshop for Witcher 3. Yeah, I'm here for any questions.
Let's go, let's start the stunts.
How do I fight? Yeah, we just came over from actors rehearsals, so is everyone back?
So this is the stunt team.
Yeah.
Are we going to
come in now?
Do we see them in the show? Just with the helmet on and everything else. You guys, you will see them.
Yeah.
Let me film them properly, because then I'm going to point them out.
Also, you saw him on the Blaviken fight.
Aha, okay.
Was the first kill.
Hello, Henry.
In his throat. Okay. Let's come all in.
Sit down.
Oh sure, yeah, of course.
How come you went for stunt director and then also for second camera director, second unit director?
Oh,
is it not too much? I don't know.
No, I do this now 25 years. And that's a process from stuntman, fight choreographer, fight coordinator, stunt coordinator, second unit director. No, yeah.
You probably get the director at the end, main unit director. Yeah, I know. You're going there. You're looking for it. Can I get that one with the wheels maybe? So I can sit somewhere here.
What with the
Can I? The bit of a chair there.
Oh, a chair.
The piece of a chair. Any chair would be fine. Thank you very much. Ready for the show. I bought tickets. Are we gonna see a bit of season 3?
We're gonna show you a demo of one of the fight sequences that these guys have been working on.
Okay.
And then we can have some questions and answers.
Yes.
And then
Go for it. Just go for it. We'll have Michael Jackson.
We're gonna watch first, aren't we?
All right. So we will show you a piece of a fight, what you will see then in the season. It comes from the Werdenwood fight, what Henry is performing. So Max is basically now Henry.
Go Superman!
So we show you slowly the fight to get the guys back into speed. This is where you see a little bit more the techniques. We like stylized around Geralt the whole sword fight movements. So let's go very slow. Yeah. Okay, ready guys? And 3, 2, 1, action. Transition obviously in the fight scene, so now it becomes a very special move between sword and axe. One more? Yeah, okay. Ready guys? 3, 2, 1, action.
Very good.
Alright, let's do the X part again from the top. This more energy. Everyone set? Set. 3, 2, 1, action!
That's where the swords were, now I see.
Alright, here we go. And 3, 2, 1, action! Oh, reset. Let's turn it a little bit towards them. Sorry, not too much. Yeah. And 3, 2, 1, action!
Now it made sense. Very good, very good.
So that's a piece.
How much do you rehearse this? How much do you rehearse this?
We rehearse a lot. Yeah, we rehearse with stunts, then with the actors, and then we put all together. And it depends on the fight scene, how intense, how big, how long. For this particular fight scene, about 3 weeks. Prep the actors, and then all together. And when we shoot it, obviously, especially with Henry playing Geralt, he's like basically he's doing everything himself. In the whole entire show, he never got doubled anything. He's really 100% doing everything, and yeah, and he is phenomenal. So he's a real fighter. He's designing it with me together and the team. Yeah. So I've my fight choreographers, coordinators, and myself, and Henry is constantly with us together and design the fight, design the shot style and design with us together, and then basically when he's on the floor running the fight, then he knows exactly where everyone is, where the camera is, because he designed it with us.
How do you
Yeah.
how do you prep for the camera? Like how much does the choreography impact the way you shoot it, or is it the other way around? The way you shoot it impacts the choreography.
So everyone is doing it different. So how we do it, how
Yeah.
I do it, is we choreograph for the camera. So it's a particular style. I call it kind of living camera. The camera lives in the fight. So according to the style, where the camera will be in the fight is simulating another fighter. In the fight. So we compose. It's like composing a song in orchestra, and we create emotional waves in the fight. So it's not constantly high pace, because the audience needs to have a breather and get engaged. So then, when we achieve that, then we can ramp up the fight and bring a high intensity and slow down into, for example, when you see him cool poses, get back into the pose and then get back into the fight.
I noticed you had little to no. I mean, it's really important that you don't have guys with the swords in the air somewhere in the background doing nothing. How do you fix that? How do you notice that, or do you prep for it?
Oh, we are very particular with that. I mean, for us and for me, I like all challenges. Is it complicated? It has to be even more complicated, because complicated looks good. And especially the background is selling the fight. So if you have in the background, those people doing a sword like that.
Exactly.
Then
Star
it's a
Wars style, you know, like.
And for me, it's a huge problem. So I focus not just on the foreground, I focus on the background. And that has to be always busy and always has to have a story. Each character you see in the background has a story. That's what the
He's
audience
thinking.
need to read.
Good job, sir. Very nicely done.
The fight scenes, I know you see a lot on like other studios, but there is a lot of VFX within the fight scenes, kind of like sort of bridge things out. So when you're like choreographing it, do you factor that in, like where certain things might not actually be there, certain background projects?
Yes, yes and no. Obviously, visual effects is a very important element. Those fights we are doing, they are very, let's say, real. That's why, for example, I show a long sword and a half sword. So we have a lot of visual effects take over. We fight with a long sword, but when you see a long sword fighting against long sword, and I want to hit someone, and we slice, especially when you see it in a profile, then my distance in reality would be wrong. So that's why we change to a half sword. So when I cut, for example, the head or an arm, in the traditional way, we need to have a safety distance, the long sword is there, but the distance never looks right. So with a half sword, I can go close, and it's extended by visual effects. And this now we have the correct distance in the fight. And this is what we take care of, like constantly, all the choreographies.
So mainly the kills. The kills require half swords and stuff like this.
Kills, or when we get in danger zone, because what you see, we perform in show speed.
Everything is dangerous. Like there was nothing undangerous, you know.
And according, obviously, to that, how we do the fight scenes, we run the camera around. So you will probably see.
Yeah, you choose the angle. I understand.
Yeah, this is the angle. We are not shooting conventional. You will see in the season, every fight has a different tone and has a different style of shooting. So, particular, there are different gimbal rigs and handy cams and whatever we use, cranes, and they all mix together to achieve this result and quality. Yeah, but we run a lot of camera in the fight in between. So I can show you later if you want, but the camera is always there, catch the right moments. And we have Also,
Do you use music?
Like we have another one take in the season with Henry, and it's very cool.
How do you? I
He's
guess.
doing everything himself, I say. You will see all the particular fight and sword techniques, and you will see how precise he is.
Oh, sorry. The teaching process from obviously you guys doing your incredible work and then teaching the actors, like Henry, for example. How do you translate that? Like, how long does that take?
It depends on. We have actors with different skills and talents, and each talent is different. So again, we choreograph fights, but we're not doing the choreography and put the choreography on top of the actor and say, look, that's what it is. So first we do an assessment and we read the body language, the talent and the skills, and then we create a style around this actor that you feel comfortable and we get the best quality out of this person. And then we train with all those different techniques the actor and to get him ready for the scene. And then we put them all together.
And how does magic come into play? Do you have like a imagination of how the magic should be?
In the sense of, in the world, magical spells, basically, the spells inside the fight.
Yeah, they will be included as well. Yeah, so especially Geralt is using, art and whatever. So we have that all in that season. So during the fight, even this one take, another fights, but I cannot, there are many fights. You will see which ones, but we use in between a lot of magic as well. It's all incorporated. Yeah.
Do you use music or something to keep for the rhythm? Because I see everybody. I don't understand if you're counting the steps. What is the rhythm? What gives the rhythm to the fight?
It's different rhythms. Again, when I say we compose, it's like a dance. Especially with Henry, he's so good with rhythm. We have like it's like music.
It's a dance, yeah.
4 beats, 8 beats.
Really?
And we use all this, and we use half beats. And this is what you will read in the fights. Is if you go all constantly with 4 or 8 and don't change, then the fight becomes boring. Even if you watch it and think, oh, maybe it's cool, but the rhythm is what you feel inside. And that's different. So that's why you constantly basically attack the audience with different rhythms.
You should put some Easter eggs in there, like, I don't know, Moonland or some song, and just make a fight along that line.
Yeah, it's always lifting up the fight, right? Even what we do, all the fights, what we shoot on the day, we previous before. So that we know already exactly how it looks like. And then we put, for us, music and sounds and already little visual effects in. And then we know, are we on the right way, right track or not? We change.
Anybody else? Because I have one more. I have a lot of them. Don't worry. Marvel does complete previses of everything, and it shoots it with maybe with a Canon or something, even with the phone, and they do even like shitty SFX on it. Do you also do it?
Shitty?
You know what I mean.
No.
You know what I mean.
So how we previs with the right technology. So we're not prevising with the iPhone, because when you previs with the iPhone and you go on set, you realize you cannot shoot like this. So we use exactly the camera system in the previs how we shoot on the day.
That's a lot of work for the camera guy.
But then even the
he also learns.
He is included and he is 100% ready.
Do you have one camera guy that's specifically used for fights?
Yeah, we have 2. I have one, which is out of my core team, Thomas Hachikoglu. He is like professional camera operating for fights. So he is he's doing particular gimbal work with the camera, and then we have our camera operator for main unit, who is also joining my second unit, is Michael. And essential are good operators.
I was about to say, do you think that you're limited in the choreography not only by the actor's capability, but also by the cameraman's capability of following the choreography? You are.
I only use camera man or woman. They are able to do that because you get in the zone of high intensity and risk.
Do you prefer if it's like sort of like something like gimbal or like, I know there's a lot of like sort of debate between how to do a fight scene, whether you should use like the classic like shaky cam or like.
No, we constantly, what I and my team never do is we never copy. I mean, we know it's a lot of fights existing, yeah, but we watch it but then it's like we take it to the side and we do something in a different, unique way with signature moves and create new styles around, and we basically collect a lot of styles and then do those unique different moments. And it's the same with camera work. I mean, there's so much camera work existing, but for us it's constantly let's see what else we can do. This is done. That's already for us boring. So we always take the challenge and create and invent something new.
And then, so then with like weapon work, for example, so obviously you're inventing something new, but I guess are you also like using sort of like historical concepts of like how different cultures use weapons, like I guess how someone talks about it is different to how someone uses like a bow staff, for example. So is there anything like cultural aspects in there? Or
yes, it's a lot of historical sword techniques included, and there's a mix in between. Do you remember one of the cutters?
Cutters?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
From 1, 2, 3, so far.
Which one?
The one with the gang.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. We show you one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. One cutter. So this is basically a training element for example, for Geralt, for Henry. Maybe a little bit higher. Yeah, only one time.
Yeah.
Maybe do this in the other direction. Yeah. Yeah, so you see different styles inside, and there are many more. And,
What do you think is ignoring your work? What's the best fight you've seen? And you thought, like, this is brilliant. This guy thought about everything.
in general,
Yes, of what you've seen. Tell us a scene.
I'm very difficult with judgments because
Yes,
I think
that's why you work in it.
many good ones, and I'm a big fan of many of my colleagues. So I cannot really.
One of the best, not the best. One of the best. No? Okay, many good fights. Many good fights.
And we all work very hard for this. Yeah. All right.
Întâlniți cu doi actori. Graham Tavish. După ce am văzut, am luat masa. Și după ce am luat masa acum, fă o mică discuție cu ei. Very curious about the process. O să vedem. Very, very curious about the process. So what did you think about with your experience? Go, shoot.
We mainly appreciate all the details.
like the armory, the swordmanship, and the stunt guys, like
And the cave.
yeah, the props, like the Cevas, they all made it practical, yeah, practical effects. Like they don't use VFX on the sand or they don't use green screens. And it was really looking cool.
Question is, do they not use green screens because of budgetary constraints? Two, because they actually no longer have time for the green screen to be done properly.
I think for the fantasy films they have to have physical props with the green screen.
Yeah, I think that the green screen stuff has already done, and maybe they only have like physical stuff left. Because I totally think they got green screens.
Yeah, probably.
We walk around a place that has like green screen.
I don't know.
I think it's not the budget cuts, because
no, I said the budget cuts. It's just the fact that you no longer have a VFX studio available.
Yeah, because
so you go like, we want to do some green screens, but you can't work it with anybody.
Yeah,
so what do we do? Build it.
It's probably much more cheaper.
I don't know. It's interesting though.
Yeah.
So you liked it basically?
Yeah, I liked it.
You liked it?
I love it.
It needs like angle and right ready. Yeah, they replay.
După McTavish, actually, mergem pe platouri la 3. Fucking studio is huge. E foarte mare studio, într-adevăr. Și e interesant că, din nou, atitudinea pe care a avut-o Graham McTavish acum, față de cea de la Comic-Con. Such a different approach. Interesant. Este interesant. Hai să vedem mai departe ce ne așteaptă în ziua de astăzi. În timp ce mergem, hello. În ce mergem noi așa, în spatele nostru alte set piece-uri, tot din Witcher. În fața noastră aici, tot din Witcher. Practic, în momentul de față, pe tot studioul sunt undeva 500 de persoane, din care undeva 90% lucrează la Witcher. Witcher mai are 6 zile până când termină filmările. Graham McTavish terminat, chiar azi a fost ultima lui scenă pe care am văzut-o noi. Și, din câte am înțeles, trec apoi în post. Din nou, până când? Până în în februarie, am înțeles, anul viitor. E o producție mastodontică, e mare, mult mai mare decât mi-am imaginat. Dacă mult mai mare fi crezut că, nu vreau să zic Skeleton Crew, știi? Dar ceva acolo. Acum îmi dau seama că nu e cazul. Chiar e o producție mare, toate punctele de vedere. Back to stage 3. Asta ar trebui să fie cel mai mare set indoor pentru ei. Ați mai văzut serial chestia asta, dar o să vedeți acum, aici. Yeah. Let me do this.
Please, welcome to Rodania.
Oh, we are in Rodania. That's how they used to light the flames back in 1300s. Really looks fucking great. Here you go. Welcome to Rodania. They prepped this just for us. It's really nice. Some gaffer tape over there, but fuck. It's really fucking nice. There's Dave with the pictures. Sky panels. As large as a summer moon. It's really nice. Everything looks well lived in. Really, really nice. And
This is one of the sets that's been up for
forever, basically.
ages.
Yeah,
We keep
and
coming
it's
back in here
exactly.
and
It's really well made. Is this wood or is this foam still? It's wood. It's actually wood. Yeah, yeah. Somebody's getting these at the end. This is really fucking good. And this is tapestry. Or is it a print? E semi-print. E un semi-print. Dar e foarte mișto.
Hard to find. Come in, Tomek. There you go. Hey.
Hi, we'll see each other again on the backlot moments of our series, but also a couple of beautiful moments of our series. And this is the place where we played several scenes. It's a throne room for Vizimir and his brother Radovid. Although I don't want to explain everything because then I will spoil the surprise. There is some drama happening in Redania. And you are Redanian intelligence, I assume.
Clearly. You're getting into it now.
Yeah, we are getting into it. So, it's great to have you here. Like,
It's
really.
great to meet you again.
It's very, very, very exciting to have people here. We are now very close to the end of production. Beautiful scenes to shoot. Have you seen action rehearsal?
Yes.
With stunts?
Yes.
So there will be a very, very nice scene with Freya for the end of the season. And yeah, I think it will be a pretty good season.
Hopefully.
Probably the best.
Ah.
I'm pretty sure it will be the best. But you'll see. You'll see very soon. So
Can't wait for it.
yeah. Hello.
Hello, exactly. Hello, people.
So continue to go around. I don't know. Have you been on stage 4 where there is another part of Redania? Because this is like the throne room. This is
Basically, we've seen.
Started on stage
Yes.
4 this morning.
But we weren't on set. We just were in a tent.
You were in a tent.
We could go on set.
No, we can't.
Oh, we can't go.
I think they already moved to stage 1, right?
Double check.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they
Check, we
moved.
can go there on the way if so,
I'm pretty,
Yes.
pretty sure they moved to stage 1, so you can probably go to stage 4. Have
Yo.
you seen stage 1 and Destruction of Aretuza?
No. There you go.
Oh,
Ticket
that's
now.
a set to show.
Exactly. We're going right there.
No.
No, it's not.
Block 4 is shooting there, but it's a quite spectacular set because it's like our biggest set.
Hmm.
Hopefully they will maybe wrap earlier.
For
or
this
something.
season, for the whole show.
For this season, if you know the books,
Yeah.
you know that after this season, Aretuza is no longer Aretuza.
It's a crumble.
it's a pile of rocks. So this is the last chance to see Aretuza.
No pressure.
No
Yeah.
No pressure. It's all good.
But it is true. Block 4 is shooting there. They have a couple of difficult scenes to do there. So
We'll leave it at that.
So
It's
a
okay.
priority, of course, for production. But
Mhm.
hey, maybe something will be.
This is the final throne room display. Decent. Good lighting, I say. Doesn't matter. There's no wrong rooms here, to be honest. Look at this place. Look at this place. I'll find this room in the show. I will. Ooh, tasty. The scaffolding, the amount of... Oh, brilliant. This is where they were shooting the scene, right? Yes. So, deci aici, mai devreme, se filma scena aia cu McTavish. Intra pe ușa asta, își făcea toate schemele și era de treabă. Oh, they even left grapes for us. It's really, really, really cool. Let me take a stab of this. So crazy. Guess who's there? You know it? And this was the second scene. Okay, with the mirror. Okay. There's no light, but that doesn't matter. Chiar dacă nu avem lumină, e vorba de set piece-ul de la Witcher. Asta e ușa magică. The fourth wall. De aici intri în Rodania. Uite.
Yeah, maybe a blur. Yeah, but probably not even
Then
that.
you can like 1 second.
You just won't even see it. Like all this work, all this work that's gone into these little things like this that they make or find.
Probably there's properly.
Yeah, but that's bought.
Yeah, you never
No.
see it.
Practic, cea mai mare parte a interioarelor rămâne la fața locului, nu o să fie schimbată și e fain că sunt făcute de calitate, adică foarte puține dintre lucrurile pe care le vezi la interior nu sunt lemn. E puțină spumă și nu numai că e puțină spumă, mai e și chestia ciudată.
că tot ce înseamnă set design, decor practic, este viu. Adică hârtie, nu e un plastic 3D print și așa mai departe. Din nou, arată quality of production. Cam asta e faza.
And in our version it's slightly dramatized, of course, but it's the same thing.
Yeah. Is she getting reference for her face in the previous shot? Like, is she watching?
Well, not really. She was in the scene, so she knows
Ah.
what to do. She's a very, very good horse rider.
Okay. No, I mean horse rider. I mean the face, the expressions. It should be fine, you're saying. Okay.
She's amazing.
Where's the lightning? Final lightning.
You know,
It's the ears are giving it away. If the ears of the horse would just move a little bit. Lightning. Fire. Shit, it's gonna be so hard to key. Wait, I want to try. I want to try something. Wait, I want to try.
Step inside my zone. Baby, you can give me everything I want. Everything I want.
Așadar, ăsta a fost set vizitul de la Witcher. O zi înainte fusesem și la un tea experience cu Bridgerton. Nu e my cup of tea, deși a fost my cup of tea. Am fost și la un Stranger Things, într-o experiență, un fel de live experience, să-i spunem, în care intri în tot felul de camere, ceva, un gimmicky stuff pentru a vinde merchandise, dar drăguță experiența în sine. În schimb, fără doar și poate experiența asta cu The Witcher, cu platoul, a fost fenomenală. Văzând nivelul la care se fac chestiile astea, văzând implicarea oamenilor, văzând câți oameni sunt acolo, văzând toate aspectele astea, mi-am dat seama, băi, noi când judecăm producțiile astea, le judecăm din foarte multe puncte de vedere și ideea mă leg și de partea tehnică. Mi se pare că să nu apreciezi craftsmanship-ul producției e un păcat. Mulțumesc Netflix pentru oportunitate, sper să mai facem chestii de genul ăsta. Mulțumesc foarte mult pentru că nimeni altcineva nu face nu știu dacă am mai făcut Netflix-ul, dacă mai fac și pentru alte producții, poate mai fac. Dar pentru Witcher pentru mine a fost o experiență foarte, foarte plăcută. Toată lumea s-a purtat absolut excepțional de bine. Toți oamenii care au, adică și toată echipa Netflix practic care a fost prezentă a fost extraordinar de forthcoming, știi, foarte acolo pentru noi. La final au mai urmat chestii, le-am mai filmat pentru că nu se putea filma chiar totul. Au fost și alte experiențe la fel pe care n-am putut să le filmez. Ce vreau să rămâneți aici cu chestia asta este că invariabil dacă vă place sau nu vă place Witcher, invariabil ce părere aveți despre ultimul sezon, următorul sezon și așa mai departe. O să țineți cont de faptul că tot ce a existat la nivel de discuție în online în ultimul an a fost fabricație. A fost fabricație, pur și simplu. Judecați producția pentru ceea ce este ea, judecați oamenii pentru ceea ce au făcut ei, pentru writing, quality și așa mai departe, voi cu voi, dar nu ascultați tot felul de bârfe, că nu pot să le spun altfel, știi? Bârfele ar trebui să rămână la nivel de bârfe. Sau cine le spune să vină să spună. There's a rumor, de, știi, nu certitudinile astea pe care foarte mulți oameni le publică. Așa că, dragii mei, până data viitoare, nu rămâne decât să vă mulțumesc, le mulțumesc celor Patreon, celor cu încă ceva, celor de la Netflix și până data viitoare, nu rămâne decât să vă urez ziua plăcută, numai bine, baftă! Partea cea mai bună e că eu sunt în pantaloni scurți, iar la București sunt 12 grade când ajung și mașina e parcată la pasterii mei. Fuck yeah!